It's time to meet someone for a fascinating story about technology. Do love these.
Chris Mann. BBC. Radio Cambridge.
Imagine for every step you take along a pavement, for instance, you generate energy. A team of researchers based in Cambridge have designed a path that does just that. Lawrence Campbell-Cook joins us now. He's the founder. He's the man that came up with the idea for Pavegen. Lawrence, morning.
Hi, good morning, Chris. Hiya.
You just dreamt this up one day at uni when you were studying design.
Yeah, I studied industrial design and technology, and I had the chance to work at E.ON, so huge energy company, and I just stumbled across this solution because it's so hard to use other renewables in urban areas. Why don't we use an energy source that's abundant, that's all around us, which is the energy of people? And the idea was birthed from there, and 20 hours in a research lab later, I had my first very clunky, very basic prototype that would generate energy from a human footstep, and that was day one.
And now there's a team of research and development engineers based in Cambridge working on this on King Hedges Road, actually, aren't they, there?
Yeah, so we have an R&D facility in Cambridge, and we've had this really exciting journey. I got the company from idea to revenue via illegally installing it in London's South Bank. We dug up a hole at night, we put the technology in and powered 20 LEDs from a single footstep. And that really allowed us to get our first deal with Westfield Shopping Mall in the UK. And now it's in 45 countries, so we've got it all around the world already.
Explain how it works, please. It sounds absolutely amazing and brilliant and a bit Heath Robinson, but explain how it works.
So if you were to walk over it now, you would see a series of equilateral triangles on the floor. This works as a mesh, and it's typically black. And as you walk over it, your step, it converts your weight into electrical power through an embedded flywheel within the product. So one step will spin the flywheel for up to 10 seconds. This produces around 5 watt seconds of energy and 5 joules of power. That then we can use that energy, we can store it in batteries, we can use it to charge like micro-mobility solutions like e-bikes and scooters. We can power lights. So outside the White House, we have it. And through people walking all day long, it powers all the lights in this park area for about 7 hours every night. Every night.
Wow. And do you need special types of shoes or footwear?
No. I mean, you can run, you can jump, you can cycle, wheelchairs can go over it. All you got to do is walk. So we found that it's such an easy way to generate energy because, Chris, the average person makes 150 million steps in their lifetime. So if I can capture a few million per person, there's a huge potential from the energy, but also the data that's produced from people walking to scale it up.
So imagine there's, 10 meters of pavement. Someone walking on that creates how much energy? Just give us an idea. What would that light up, for instance?
Yeah, so a really good example is, say, Oxford Street in London. If you were to put down an array of Pavegen around 20 square meters, you could power around 100 LED lights every night for the whole year, like continuously. We must say, though, that the energy from people walking, we're not going to power every city in the world from a human footstep. It works as part of the energy mix. We need solar, we need wind, we need all the other things. But Pavegen is a way that people take part in a solution, their steps count, and you get this off-grid power that you can use.
Yeah, and is it expensive to create? Is the big question. Does it cost more to build all of this than it would to do other things?
Well, yeah, so it's a really hard area because if you think about the floor, people are sick on you, people jump on you, it gets incredibly hot, it gets incredibly cold. There's a load of environmental challenges. We've overcome all those. It now works in the hottest deserts in Saudi Arabia through to some really cold environments we see in the US. So today, the price point is similar to that of like an expensive floor you might see in a hotel, but we're driving that price point down to bring it in line with more traditional flooring, and we're doing that through scaling up and raising investment with the business.
I'm just thinking outside the box, Lawrence, like you do, of all these people that go to gyms every day and run on machines. Why don't we harness all of that?
Well, exactly. Think about everyone on a treadmill using energy. So, we're working on some really exciting projects now that might see Pavegen in every gym in China, and there could be some huge growth opportunities there. But there's also roads. Imagine using the energy of every vehicle as that car's slowing down in a car park, in a slip road, to use that kinetic energy, because kinetic energy is all around us. Even on the seat in the tube, as you jump up and down, you could generate energy on the seats.
You've talked about China and it being embraced in other parts of the world. In your view, is the UK government too slow to embrace things like this?
I think we work wherever there's multiple cranes on the horizon, and we're working a lot in the Middle East. We've just done the longest linear park in the world in Saudi Arabia, where it's a huge development project with thousands of people. So we're working on those big building developments. Now, the UK, as advanced as it is, it's not seeing the same level of development that we're seeing in other parts of the world, and hopefully that changes soon. But HS2 was a bit of a blow for us given the projects there. So we hope there's more development and big infrastructure projects coming up to allow us to grow more in the UK.
So is that a yes, the UK government's too slow?
I wouldn't want to criticise them too heavily, but there could be more. There could be a lot more we could do. Since the London Olympics, we haven't seen any huge urban regeneration on that scale, and we need to do more. We need to do much, much more to transform our old architecture and old cities.
I know you've got some successful installations right across the UK. One is at Leighton Buzzard train station in Bedfordshire. Well, listen, we've got a relatively new train station at Cambridge North, and there's one coming at Cambridge South. Why aren't you in there?
Well, I think the question is to Network Rail and anyone listening who may be able to help us. We're a small company. No one's really heard of this before. No one wakes up and says, hey, I need a floor that generates energy. So we need to get the message out there and make it like solar. So it's a standard technology that everyone knows about to make it ubiquitous.
Lawrence Campbell-Cook there, the founder and chief engineer of Pavegen.